As of this moment, he says, are you worried that this disarray, if you will, this failed coup in Turkey is going to undermine this war against ISIS, for example, in Iraq and Syria?
Not at all. I believe that the Turkish authorities will be able to restore order and stability in the country. It may take a little bit of time, but I have no doubt that Turkey will be able to overcome this.
Because Saudi Arabia, like other countries in the region, you've had your own problems with Turkey in recent years.
We have the best relations with Turkey today. We have very extensive cooperation in terms of security, counterterrorism, supporting the moderate Syrian opposition. We have extensive trade relations, and we have very strong political coordination between us and Turkey.
How is this war against ISIS from the Saudi perspective unfolding? Because they seem to be losing some ground, but you see what has just happened in Nice. They're claiming responsibility for this horrible truck terror attack, killing 84 people, injuring so many more in Nice. Is this the new normal? Should we anticipate that ISIS, if in fact they really did inspire this attack, that we're going to see a lot more of this?
I believe a lot of things can inspire a lot of people to do bad things. I don't believe that ISIS is gaining strength. I believe they're being defeated in Syria and they're being defeated in Iraq. The world is focused on dealing with this threat, and I believe, God willing, the world will be able to destroy this threat.
What is Saudi Arabia doing to destroy ISIS?
We are going after the men, the money, and the mindset. We are part of the international coalition. In fact, we are a founding member of the coalition against ISIS in Syria. We have arrested thousands of people in Saudi Arabia for recruiting, for trying to conduct terrorist operations. We have stifled many terrorist attacks in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we continue to go after them and those who support them and those who justify them.
How much of a threat is ISIS to the stability in Saudi Arabia, the kingdom there?
They are a threat to the security and the well-being of our people, like any other terrorist organization. But are they going to succeed in Saudi Arabia? No. We are determined to crush them, and God willing, we will.
Does ISIS have strongholds in Saudi Arabia right now?
Not at all. They have a small number of people.
We've seen some terror attacks there.
It doesn't take much to have terrorist attacks. Saudi Arabia is a country of 30 million people, and if you have a few hundred that might sympathize with ISIS, or even a few thousand, that does not a country make. They will be defeated. We have taken robust action against them. We will continue to do so, and we will rid our country of this scourge.
You've been severely criticized by some human rights groups for what you're doing in Yemen right now.
I believe that these reports are based on inaccurate information. Saudi Arabia is committed to the well-being of Yemen and the Yemeni people. We are the largest single provider of humanitarian assistance to Yemen. We are very careful in coordinating with international organizations the supply of relief efforts in Yemen. We believe that the reports that come out from time to time about what the coalition in Yemen may or may not be doing are not based on very accurate information.
Because the reports suggest that the collateral damage, the civilians who have been killed in your airstrikes, for example, have been enormous.
We take issue with this. We adhere to international humanitarian law and the laws of war. We are very careful when it comes to the selection of targets. We are very careful when it comes to assessing the damage that is done. We review those operations on a continuing basis to avoid and to minimize civilian casualties. Where an incident takes place, we review it. We put in place mechanisms to ensure that it does not happen again. And this is how we operate. And we have members of allied countries with us in the and who are part and parcel of this review.
As you know, the U.S. government yesterday released those 28 pages that until yesterday had been classified, talking about the suggestion that maybe Saudi Arabia played some sort of role in the 9/11 attacks. One of the lines in the conclusion in this declassified report, quote, while in the United States, some of the September 11 hijackers were in contact with and received support or assistance from individuals who may be connected to the Saudi government. You've seen the report. I want you to respond to that specific suggestion.
I believe that the surprise in the 28 pages is that there is no surprise. The 28 pages was very clear in stating that what is here has not been vetted, what is here has not been investigated. The congressional inquiry is not in a position to conduct such an investigation, and so therefore they don't have conclusions. The FBI and the CIA reviewed this, the 9/11 Commission reviewed this, they all did extensive investigations. The conclusions conclusions they came out with is that no Saudi government involvement and no involvement by Saudi government officials in the events of 9/11.
But there was one Saudi diplomat in San Diego that was in contact with 2 of the 19 hijackers.
He was investigated and he was interviewed, and no links were established between him and them. What I find surprising, Wolf, is that for 13 years, people have said, people like Senator Bob Graham from Florida, who led this inquiry, have said that the 28 pages have damning evidence regarding Saudi Arabia's complicitness in 9/11 for 13 years. Meanwhile, the report itself says we don't know if the links are valid. We cannot investigate these links. We can't come to conclusions. And when the appropriate agencies, the 9/11 Commission and the FBI and CIA, investigated those leads and came out with conclusions that say there's no there, he continued to mislead the public by saying there is a there.
Very quickly, because we're out of time, and I know you got to run. Donald Trump, the Republican presidential presumptive nominee, he often speaks about Saudi Arabia, what he would do as president. I'm going to play a clip for you, then we'll get your response. This is Donald Trump.
Saudi Arabia, I like the Saudis. They're very nice. I make a lot of money with them. They buy all sorts of my stuff, all kinds of toys from Trump. They pay me millions and hundreds of millions. But you know what? They make $1 billion a day, folks. And whenever they're in trouble, our military takes care. You know, we get nothing.
Nothing. He says you're making $1 billion a day, and the United States takes care of you militarily, and you don't respond in kind.
At least he likes us. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is an ally that carries its own weight. We have always supported ourselves. We have not relied on anyone to provide any assistance to us. When you look at the Gulf War to liberate Kuwait, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia assumed the lion's share of the financial burden of that war. When you look at other operations that have taken place in the region, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia carries its own weight. I believe that when people are in office and the campaign is over and they have access to the facts and access to intelligence briefings, I believe that their views and their opinions are going to reflect the reality of the relationship, not the sound bites that may take place from time to time.
He likes you. You like him?
He provides great products, and people enjoy and buying them and living in them.
Adil el Jabir, the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia. Welcome to Washington.
Thank you.